easiest ways to get set up for when you're decorating your tree is to make sure that you have everything set out. That way you know what you're looking at. So as you can see, we have balls. And for this theme, which is a Winter Whimsy spin-off, it's a more fun spin-off of the traditional red and green with candy canes and peppermint type things and some gingerbread. So we have our balls. Some are shiny, others are glittery, as well as some florals, there's some peppermint stuff in here, some decorative ornaments, and a gingerbread man as our tree topper. So it does have some themes of more of a kitchen tree. And as you see, we're getting out all the balls, and we will show you how to add them on the tree. Alright, so now we're adding the balls. When you add the balls, we have our diamond pattern set up in the bows, and we're going to start with the big balls go more towards the bottom. And since we have this nice setup already, the balls will pretty much go in our diamond pattern. And especially with the big balls, you want to tuck them back into the tree. So we're going to go ahead and put this one in the tree. Because you're tucking it back in so far, it doesn't necessarily have to be wired, but if you have a little attachment, you can kind of just attach it on. But because you're pushing it so far back in the tree, it doesn't have to be wired into the tree. So Susan will add one of these big balls kind of in the middle of this diamond over here, somewhere in that area. Just kind of tuck it back in. That way it stays even. And one thing you don't want to do is have balls hanging down below the tree. I've always thought it kind of looks, try not to be too vulgar, but kind of like a piece of poop hanging off of something. Sorry. But that's what I've always thought it looks like. So it always looks better when the balls are kind of tucked into the tree, they're level with the bottom, and like I said, you have the bigger balls starting from the bottom up. We have some smaller balls. So add those, especially as we get a little bit higher up on the tree. So we're going to take this ball, we're going to put it in the middle of this diamond on this side, and tuck it back in there. Attach it if we can. If not, usually if you tuck it in far enough, you don't have to worry about it. It's adding different layers and different textures, lots of glitter. And now for these balls, which as you can tell are remarkably smaller and a different texture. And so they're going to do the same idea in putting them in the middle of our diamond patterns. You tuck them in, but they don't have to be tucked in as far because they're not as big. But you can go ahead and you can put in there. And since they're a little bit smaller, they're a little bit better idea to attach them. That way they don't come off. And keep on just sticking them in. Kind of in the middle of our pattern that we already created, the diamond pattern that we keep on talking so much about, that we started off with the bows. And if you'll get on the app that we've been talking about, the Show Me Decorating app for your iPhone and iPad, it actually tells you our best estimate for how many bows you'll need on your tree and how many balls you'll need on your tree, the different sizes. So we put in a 6.5 foot tree, about the same as 7.5 foot tree. So generally speaking, you'll need about 4 big balls and more along the 8 medium-sized balls, maybe 10 small balls. We have less because it's a 6.5 foot tree. And so we're just going to kind of push it back in there a little bit more, just like that. All right, and then stay tuned and we'll show you the next step of what we're adding onto the tree.
We love decorating for the holidays, and we're excited to see what you create following our tips and techniques.
We'll be sharing ideas with you on our Show Me Decorating blog, Facebook, and Twitter.
And if you like what you saw, follow us and become a fan. And check out our Show Me Decorating app for holiday decorating.
We're always looking for ways to inspire you.
Happy decorating, y'all.